All right, welcome to the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. We're here at the home of the Lisbon Broncos for our North Dakota Class B boys basketball doubleheader today between Lisbon Broncos, South Border Mustangs. Today's games will start out with Class B boys basketball. The Lisbon Broncos enter the game with a 2-6 record coming off of the game last night. They dropped a game against the Richland Colts last night, 43-54. So their record now moves to 2-6, 2-1 overall for Region 1 and Region 1 standings. Lisbon sitting at 2-1 in the middle of the heap in Region 1. The South Border Mustangs enter the game with a 6-2 overall record, 1-1 in Region 3, sitting at 1-1 in Region 3. They're coming off a win on January 9th. That was against Harriet Selby, South Dakota, 71-66 for the South Border Mustangs, sitting at 1-1 overall in Region 3, and 6-2 overall record for the South Border Mustangs entering today's Class B boys basketball game here from Lisbon High School. We'll go ahead and step away for a quick timeout and a word from our sponsors.
The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
This is Thor Nelson, a Minot resident and National Hockey League official for 21 years. Why officiate? Some officiate to help kids learn and respect the game. They enjoy watching kids develop in their sport and as people, and they enjoy it because it's fun. You can be an official. Call your local high school or the North Dakota High School Activities Association at 701-845-3953. A message from the North Dakota High School Activities Association and this radio station.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Are you tired of the same old grower meetings? Then Precision Planting's Winter Conference 23 is for you. Announcing our new location for this year's event. Join us at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota, January 18th or 19th. You will hear from precision planting engineers and staff on new technologies, inputs, and practices. Winter Conference 23, January 18th and 19th at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota. To register, visit planterdoc.com.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon, North Dakota, home of the Lisbon Broncos, where the 2-6 Lisbon Broncos take on the 6-2 South Border Mustangs. Lisbon Broncos sitting at 2-1 in the standings for Region 1. South Border Mustangs 1-1 for Region 3. Just looking over the region games or region standings, a little bit of improvement from last night. If you're the Central Cass High School Squirrels, as they defeated Northern Cass last night by a score of 68-19. They currently sit atop of Region 1 at 3-0 over at 3-0 in Region 1, and then 9-0 overall. Followed by Sargent County at 3-0 with an 8-0 overall record. Sargent County also in action last night where they defeated Kindred 49-45. So Sargent County defeating Kindred 49-45 last night in Class B boys basketball. They're 3-0 in Region 1, 8-0 overall. Then Kindred High School with that last night goes to 3-1 and 4-3 overall. So 3-1 in Region 1, 4-3 overall. Hankinson High School, along with Richland, Oak Grove, and Lisbon, all sitting at 2-1 in Region 1. Hankinson 4-2 overall. Richland High School 6-3. Oak Grove High School 4-3, and Lisbon High School sitting at 2-6. Then Northern Cass in region standings at 1-3, followed by Enderlin High School 1-3. Winery Lidgerwood, Maple River 0-2. Each Tri-State sitting at 0-4. You're looking at the North Dakota Class B boys basketball poll put out on the 9th of January. Fort Wayne's Minnewacan sits atop that Class B boys basketball poll. They have been there since the beginning of the season, sitting at 7-0. They played Hillsborough Central Valley last night, and they defeated Hillsborough Central Valley by a score of 59-47. It's the number 2 Central Cass played Northern Cass last night. They're sitting at a 6-0 overall record, or excuse me, 9-0 overall record, where they defeated Northern Cass by a score of 68-19. And then Grafton, sitting at the number 3 spot, played Thompson last night, where Thompson defeated the Grafton Spoilers by a score of 50-60. So a little bit of an upset there in Class B boys basketball. Grafton ranked number 3, Thompson ranked number 9. Thompson goes on to defeat Grafton by a score of 60-50 last night. And number 4, Minot Bishop Ryan, sitting in the number 4 spot. They played Lewis and Clark Berthold. That game is today, so we'll see some action today against Lewis and Clark Berthold. Then Sargent County, sitting at number 5, played Kindred last night, where they won that game 49-45. Number 6, Bismarck Shiloh Christian, sitting in the number 6 spot. They played Beulah, where Beulah defeated the number 6 team, Shiloh Christian, by a score of 51-46 last night. So Shiloh Christian dropping their game to Beulah. May see another slide in the rankings, as they were number 3 the previous week, now sitting at number 6, and dropped this game to Beulah 46-51. Number 7, the North Star, plays Hillsborough today. So North Star and Hillsborough battling it out. Hillsborough lost that game close one last night to Four Winds of Minnewacan, 59-47. And then Ellendale sitting at number 8, Class B boys basketball rankings. They take on Griggs Makota. That game will be played today for Class B boys basketball. That'll be Ellendale versus Griggs Makota. Ellendale sitting at the number 8 spot in the state Class B boys basketball poll. Then number 9, Thompson, took on Grafton last night, where they defeated the Spoilers 60-50. Thompson number 9, Grafton number 3. Thompson, previously ranked number 9, had fallen from the week previous to the 9 spot. They were number 5 ranked in the 2 January poll. They're sitting at number 9 right now, looking to improve their overall record and then move up in the rankings for Class B boys basketball with that win last night against the Grafton Spoilers. And sitting at number 10 is North Border, and North Border will play St. John's today, later on today. Sitting at the number 10 spot is North Border. And other teams receiving votes was Deslack Burlington, sitting at 5-2. Beulah 4-1, may be able to crack the top 10 with that defeat of Bismarck Shiloh Christian. Oak Grove sitting at 3-2. Bowman County 4-2. Standing Rock sitting at 6-1. Kindred 3-2. And then Glen Olin and Hebron sitting at 7-1. Kindred having a couple tough games back to back. They played Sargent County last night. They lost that one 49-45. And then your state Region 1 tournament takes place the 20th of February to 8th of March, and then state Class B boys basketball 16 to 18 March. Returning state champions Four Winds Minnewacan defeated Kindred last year at the state Class B tournament 69-49. They still retain the top ranking in Class B boys basketball as of the 9 January poll. So we'll go and step away, come back with your starting lineups, and get ready for opening tip-off here from Lisbon, North Dakota. You're listening to yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Folks, it's tax season, and the best way to teach your kids about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream. And the best way to learn about your tax situation is contacting Olson Accounting. They'll answer any question you have from an individual or business point of view. Let Olson Accounting set up your tax plan and eliminate any problems by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
The dedicated staff at Weimar Auto provides service and repair on cars, tractors, and trucks. In addition to auto and truck service, Weimar Auto is a CarQuest auto parts dealer, providing auto parts and offering dealer direct parts from Dodge, Ford, and GM. Weimar Auto is also a fast sprayer dealer as they carry a full line of sprayer parts and storage tanks. For shop hours, specials, or CarQuest auto products, go online to WeimarAuto.com. Weimar Auto, located at 500 Highway 13 West in Winemere.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
All right, welcome back to Lisbon High School Gymnasium, home of the Lisbon Broncos. I'm sports announcer guy Brett Dick here with your starting lineups for today's Class B boys basketball game between the South Border Mustangs and the Lisbon Broncos. Starting at guard for the South Border Mustangs is 5'10" senior number 5 Luke Sherbensky. Starting another guard, 5'11" junior number 11 Connor Koziak. Starting at forward, 6' sophomore number 13 Parker Solway. Starting at forward, 6'4" junior number 22 Trevor Schmidt. Starting at another forward is 5'11" junior number 23 Caden Bader. Now going for the starting lineup for the Lisbon Broncos. Starting at guard, 6' sophomore number 3 Lincoln Adair. Starting at forward, 6'1" junior, number 5, Easton Bergman. Starting at forward, 6'4" senior, number 24, Wyatt Webb. Starting at forward, 6' freshman, number 32, Jordan Bittner. And starting at forward, 6'2" junior, number 34, Sam Kelson. So the Broncos with a little bit of a change in their lineup today. They're going with Wyatt Webb. And taking Gilbert. Gilbert on the bench today to start out. Gilbert last night leading all scores for the Lisbon Broncos with 16 points. And Jordan Bittner getting his first start yesterday as well, along with Bergman, Easton Bergman. Bittner put in 10 points in the game yesterday for the Broncos. All right, getting ready for opening tip-off. Webb out there for Lisbon, along with Schmidt for South Border Mustangs. That tip goes over to the Mustangs with Koziak taking possession of it across half court. Get over to Schmidt. Schmidt's going to drive in, finds Koziak. Koziak dishes it out, back over to Sherbensky. Now Schmidt's going to drive in, puts a jumper up over Webb. That's good for 2 points. The Broncos moving the ball around, taking their time, ready to set up their offense. That's Adair's going to drive in baseline, puts it up. 7 seconds of the shot clock. It's up and over, no good. They missed the rim and backboard for Adair. Schmidt with 2 points in the game for the South Border Mustangs. That's turnaround jumper. That's up, no good by Koziak. And Broncos with the rebound, now to Kelson. And over to Adair. That's from Bittner from 3, top of the key. That's no good. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos. The South Border Mustangs with 6:31 lead it here 2-0 on your Bank North scoreboard. That's Bader. Takes a peek at it. Goes into Sherbensky, batted away by, it's like Wyatt Webb takes the possession over to Bittner. Adair drives the baseline, turned away, over to Webb. That's knocked out of bounds by Solway. So Solway knocks it out of bounds. Pass intended for Webb underneath. So Jaden Bittner still out of the lineup for the Broncos. Jordan Bittner gets the start again. That's over to Adair, long pass. Goes over the top of Bader. Over to Kelson, out Adair, sets up. The Broncos still moving the ball around, down to 12 seconds on the shot clock. Down to 9. Little pick screen there by Adair. And Bittner was open, took the shot. He misses it. Mustangs quickly down court. That pass intended for Schmidt. Turned over by the South Border Mustangs. It's over to Bittner. Adair now. Ball's batted away. So Bader bats it away, goes coast to coast, puts it up and in for 2 points. Bader with the left-handed layup. His first 2 points of the game at 5:11 in the first quarter. Pass batted away by Sherbensky. Bittner's trying to get it to Kelson. Sherbensky bats it out of bounds. Now to Bittner. Bittner gets Adair cutting through the lane. He's going to stop. Posts up. Gives it to Kelson. Right end of layup. Puts it up and in for Kelson for 2 points. Broncos' first 2 points of the game. Comes at the 4:50 mark. And driving in is Koziak. He's fouled. Goes on Kelson. Kelson, first personal, first team foul for the Broncos. Yeah, substitutes going in with Gilbert and Cordero getting ready for the Broncos. That first shot's up and good for Koziak. The second shot up, rolls around, no good. That's tapped. That's always a good hustle around the backside. Chases it down the baseline and almost saves it for South Border. Bittner across half court, gonna hand off to Kelson. Kelson to Adair. And Kelson set up, thinks about left-hand layup. That goes up and in for Kelson. 2 points for Sam Kelson. He has 4 in the game for the Broncos. Quickly down court to the Mustangs. Ball intercepted by Adair. Over to Kelson. Now to Cordero. Got the coming up on the 4-minute mark. Gilbert in the game off the bench for Lisbon along with Cordero. That ball off the foot of the Mustangs. That went off Schmidt's foot. Cordero will inbound. Gets it out of Adair, thinks about it, takes a step in and gives it to Gilbert. Gilbert, little sky hook, puts it up and in for Gilbert. Gilbert coming off his big game last night against the Richland Colts with 16 points, puts 2 more on the board for the Broncos. Broncos take the lead, another steal, turnover by the South Border Mustangs. Broncos give it to Cordero. Now to Bittner, takes a big jump. Plants those feet, gets rid of it to Kelson. Broncos up now 6-5. We're down at 5-2. That shot's blocked. Now Cordero's going to get it, puts it up from 3 points. That's good for Cordero. So Cordero off the bench with 3 points. The Broncos go up 9-5. We got a timeout by the South Border Mustangs here in your Bank North scoreboard. Lisbon leads this one by a score of 9-5. We'll go step away for a 30-second timeout here on yourliveevent.com.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
My name is Jared.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon High School. There's a timeout called by the South Border Mustangs. Lisbon leads this one by a score of 9-5. We're down at 1.5-2. That's turnover by the Mustangs. Good hustle here. Now Cordero gets the ball. Big scramble at center court. And Mustangs all over Cordero. No foul there. Broncos retain possession. A 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. 29 seconds on the shot clock for the Broncos. Adair with the ball, gives it to Cordero. Cordero with the three-point. He's going to drive in, loses it, going into the lane. Oh, Kelson reaches in, knocks it loose, slows down the Mustangs. They'll charge it in there. A little left-hander layup attempt by Schmidt. That's off, no good. Rebound by the Broncos. Broncos down court. Gets it to Gilbert, turnaround jumper from the free throw line. That's off, no good for Gilbert. Gilbert with 2 points in the game. Kelson with 4 for the Broncos. Cordero with 3. That ball ditched out, sitting wide open is Schmidt. That shot's up good by Sherbensky. So Sherbensky with 2 points in the game for South Border. Now 9-7 score. Salwa yet to score for the South Border Mustangs. All their starters have scored for South Border. Shot up and no good, goes out of bounds.
And for the Mustangs, number 10, Levi Buchholz.
The Mustangs bringing it down court. Well, Schmidt's going to dish it off to Bader. Bader puts it up and in from 3. That's good. Bader lets it fly from three-point land. Now 10-9 score in favor of the Mustangs. 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Gives it to Gilbert. Gilbert looks around. Gets to Dare. Dare thinks about it, pulls it back down. Now gives it to Cordero. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Cordero's going to drive in. He's turned away by the Mustangs. Now to Gilbert. Gilbert leans into it. Bittner couldn't hang on to it. Now down to 5 seconds. That shot's up, no good. Blocked by the Mustangs. The Broncos working the ball around. Not able to find an opening, get a shot off. Cordero's shot was blocked. Now Adair's going to take it in. Going in as Adair. He's going to be fouled. Nope. Before the shot. So Adair is fouled before the shot. Goes against Bader. His first team foul on the South Border Mustangs here at 53 seconds to go in the first quarter. The subs coming in with Gilbert and Cordero going out. Webb in for the Broncos along with Bergman. That's to Webb. Webb's going to get it to Adair. Set up for his Adair from 3-point. That's up and good for Adair for 3. Adair camping out behind the 3-point line, wide open, takes that shot and sinks it for the Broncos. And now 12-10 score. And down to the last 30 seconds. That's turnover by the Mustangs. Adair almost carried that ball over. Now to Webb. Webb's going to work the lane, loses the ball, loses his footing, driving into the lane. Fast break opportunity, left-handed, put up. That shot's blocked by Kelson off the foot of Adair, out of bounds, South Border ball. Oh, no. Look at his last touch. So it looks like Adair was the last one to touch it, but evidently touched by South Border. So Bittner with the ball. Going to drive in, gives it to Adair, camped up in his spot. He's going to fly again. Adair's on the money. That'll do it here for the first quarter play. Lisbon retains the lead here at the end of the first quarter, 15-10 over the South Border Mustangs here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium. You're listening to YourLiveEvent.com. We'll be back in 30 seconds for your second quarter play.
Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's Jerrid.
So after your first quarter play here at the Lisbon High School Gymnasium, the Lisbon Broncos lead this one by a score of 15-10 after Lincoln Adair's back-to-back three-point baskets, pulling the Lisbon Broncos into the lead. Adair with 6 points for the Broncos, Sam Kelson with 4 points, Gilbert with 2, and Cordero off the bench with 3 points for the South Border Mustangs. Sherbinsky with 2, Koziak with 1, Schmidt with 2, and Bader with 5. Each team with 1 team foul here to start the second quarter. As Bergman with the ball, gets it over to Kelson. So we have Webb, Cordero, Bergman, Kelson, and Adair in the game for the Broncos. Start this second quarter. So Bergman is gonna, he drives in, trying to find some room. Now it's Adair, goes to the baseline, needs some help. That gets back out to Bergman. And Kelson, Cordero drives in, sets it up, left-handed, that's no good. Webb with the rebound, puts it up and in. He's gonna go in for 2 and a free throw. He fouled on the shot for Wyatt Webb. So Webb with 2 points. Also going to the line for the Broncos. Broncos now lead 17-10. So that goes against Bader, second personal foul. Shot for Webb is up and good. Webb now with 3 points off the bench for the Broncos. Broncos lead 18-10, led 15-10 at the half. That ball was stolen away by Bergman. He almost took that right out of the hands of Bergman, Sherbinsky. Bergman just snatches it right out of there. You got sub. So Solway back in the game for the Mustangs. Koziak's going to bring it down, throws it away. That's Cordero, Kelson on the steal there. And Bergman, maybe just a little bit too fast down court. Instead of letting things develop, tries to rifle it into Webb and throws it away. The Broncos last night led at halftime over the Richland Colts, and then Colts pulled away in the second half. We'll see if the Broncos today can put together a full game here, play the full four quarters of play, finish out this game with a win against the Mustangs. They currently lead 18-10. We're at the 6:40 mark to go in the second quarter. Bittner with the ball, looking for some help. Finds Adair. A little bit of a screen set up by Bittner. No room in there. He's going to find Webb underneath. Back to Kelson's going to drive in. Dish to Adair, set up on the outside. That's from 3. That's good for Adair. Adair now with 3 3-pointers in the game. Broncos up now 21-10, extending that lead to 11 points. Led 15-10 at the half. Mustangs turned it over again. 6:13 mark in the second quarter. It's Adair with the ball for the Broncos. Now over from Kelson to Cordero. Broncos. Adair's going to drive in. Finds Bittner. Bittner's going to pull up. Jump shot. About the free throw line. So Bittner with 2 points on the board. Bergman, the only starter for the Broncos, not yet to score in the game. Bittner with 2. Adair with 9. Gilbert with 2. And Webb with 3 points in the game, and Cordero with 3. We got a timeout by the Lisbon Broncos. Coach Kim Mark So saw something out there on the court, wanted to get his Bronco players together and discuss it. So we'll go ahead and step away for another 30-second timeout here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium, home of the Lisbon Broncos. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Here it's way more hands-on. The college has better equipment than the shop I'm at now. Like, you name it, they got it. You get to use your tools and your hands a lot more. My name is Sean, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon High School Gymnasium. The Broncos extend their lead 23-10 over the Southboard Mustangs. They're up 15-10 after the first quarter. So on your Bank North scoreboard, the Broncos extending their lead to 13 points. On Bank North offers a traditional and advanced products and services that keep you grounded and ahead of the curve in today's fast-paced world. For farming and ranching, business, consumer banking, and lending, you always be headed in the right direction with Bank North. To learn more about Bank North, visit ibanknorth.com or stop by one of the locations today. The Broncos call the timeout. And Coach Kim Mark discusses a little strategy with his Broncos, gets him back out there. That's Cordero, 3 seconds on the shot clock. He's a little bit of a jumper there, puts it up. No, Adair's going to get the rebound. Skyhook puts it up and in for Adair. Adair with 11 points in the game. Extends that lead to 15 for the Broncos, 25-10. Shot put up, little jumper, rolls in and out. Put up by Bader. Had a nice touch on it, just rolled in and out. That's over to Adair. Webb. Adair's going to cut in baseline. Reverse layup, no good for Adair. Just missed it. Backboard to rim and then bounces out. Bader gets it over to Schmidt. Schmidt to Sherbinsky. Southboard going to take their taps from 3 points. That's off, no good. The rebound, Solway hustling in. Solway, offensive rebound, puts it up and in for Bader. So Bader with 2 points. He has 7 in the game. Nice crowd on hand for Southborder for their basketball games today here in the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. Traveling well here for the boys and girls games. That's Kelson from the top of the key. That's off, no good from 3 points. Rebound by the Mustangs. And Kelson feeling confident from the 3-point line. Let it fly, no good. That ball's turned over by the Broncos. Bittner blocked. They swatted that away. Webb was able to gain possession of it. Broncos down court. Now stolen away by the Mustangs. That was Bader. Bader with the steal and takes it in for a reverse layup for 2 points. Bader now with 9 points in the game. Adair leads all scorers with 11. That's the Webb, cuts in underneath, puts it on the floor and up and in for Wyatt Webb. Webb coming off the bench for the Broncos now with 5 points. At 27-14. That shot's up and good. So Schmidt with 2 points for the Mustang, now 27-16. Bittner quickly down court for the Broncos. From Cordero to Kelson, now to Adair. That shot's up, no good by Kelson. Kelson so far 0-2 from the three-pointers today. We got subs going in for the Broncos. Cordero goes out, Bergman goes in. Got the minute 57 mark of the second quarter. Broncos lead 27-16. Lincoln Adair with 11 points in the game for the Broncos. Bader for the Southboard Mustangs. That's 2 for Schmidt. 9 points for Bader. Now Schmidt has 6 points in the game for South Border. The Mustangs fighting back here the last 2 minutes of this first half. That's over to Kelson. That's the dare from 3 points. He lets it fly, no good, a little bit short. South Border quickly down court. That was Schmidt, drives in, puts it up, no good. Koziak with the rebound. He's going to kick it out to Shabensky, lets it fly from 3. That's off, no good. Rebound by Gilbert. Gilbert gets it to Kelson. Down to a minute to go in the second quarter. Bergman with the ball, down to 20 seconds on the shot clock. Bittner's going to drive in, spins, loses his footing. So traveling on Bittner. Bittner's been down on the floor a couple times today. He still has to grow into about those size 13 shoes that he's wearing out there. Driving in to Southport, that's going to be fouled. So Schmidt's going to take it to the rim. He's fouled on the shot. He gets 2 from the free throw line here coming up. Down to 35 seconds to go in the second quarter. Gilbert called with the foul. That's his first personal foul. Gilbert coming off a 16-point performance last night against the Richland Colts. He has 2 in the game today. Second shot, no good. Well, Schmidt not able to convert on those 2 free throws. The ball goes off the Broncos. The South Border Mustang ball. 33 seconds to go. The shot clock is turned off here. And setting up from that corner. They're scoring for 3. That's Bader, lets it fly. It's his second three-pointer of the game. Now it's 12 points in the game. Tightens up the score here going into the half. Now 27-21 lead for the Broncos. They were up at 1 point by 14 points. We're up 15-10 at the half. That's Schmidt driving in, dishes it off. That's from 3 points again for Koziak. Koziak at the buzzer. Lets it fly from 3-point land, and he's able to convert. So Southport able to get it within 3, closing that gap, down by 14. Come back here, down by 3 points, going into halftime here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium. Up on your Bank North scoreboard, the Lisbon Broncos lead 27-24. We're going to step away for a timeout and recap your first half of play here on yourliveevent.com.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon High School athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon High School athletic programs and events. If you are interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook to learn more. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters send a good luck wish to all athletes competing today.
Full Folks, it's tax season, and the best way to teach your kids about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream. And the best way to learn about your tax situation is contacting Olson Accounting. They'll answer any question you have from an individual or business point of view. Let Olson Accounting set up your tax plan and eliminate any problems by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon High School Gymnasium, home of the Lisbon Broncos, where the Bronco boys basketball team locked in a battle with the South Border Mustangs in your first game of our doubleheader today on YourLiveEvent.com. On the Bank North scoreboard, Lisbon leads this one by a score of 27-24. Lisbon led at 15-10 at half. South Border Mustangs coming back here. Broncos up by as much as 14 points in the second quarter. But South Border are applying the pressure there, getting big offense from number 23 Bader for the Mustangs, kicking in 2 3-point baskets. And at the end of the quarter, at the end of the second quarter, Koziak from the far corner by the baseline sinks another 3-pointer to close that score up for that Bronco lead here by 3 points, 27-24 at halftime. Looking at scores for the Lisbon Broncos, they're led by Lincoln Adair's 3 3-point baskets in the game. He has 11 points in the game, followed by Bittner, Jordan Bittner, that is, with 2 points. Sam Kelson with 4 points. Ethan Gilbert with 2 points off the bench, along with Webb and Cordero. Webb with 5 points, and Cameron Cordero with the 3-pointer in the game for his 3 points in the game for the Lisbon Broncos. Leading all scorers in the game is Bader from the South Border Mustangs with 12 points. He has 2 3-pointers in the game as part of his 12-point package here in the first half of play. Then followed by Schmidt with 6 points in the game, Koziak with 4 points, and Sherbensky with 2 points for the South Border Mustangs. It looks like 4 starters for the Mustangs, all scoring. Only number 13 Solway for South Border hasn't got on the board yet for the Mustangs. Solway providing a lot of defensive pressure, a lot of turnovers there. Quickness, using his quickness in there to help out South Border on the defensive side of the ball for number 13 Solway. So that does it for your scoring for your first half of play between the South Border Mustangs, Lisbon Broncos. Nobody getting in any foul trouble here in the first half. No bonus free throws in the game, and at least in your first half of play for either team. Here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium, the Lisbon Broncos lead this one by a score of 27-24. Up on your Bank North scoreboard. Leading all scorers is Bader from South Border Mustangs with 12, followed by Lincoln Adair from the Lisbon Broncos with 11. Those are your 2 points tonight, or 2 players tonight in the double-digit scoring column so far in your first half of play. And looking at the schedule for the Lisbon Broncos, they opened up the season at Barnes County North and dropped their first game of the season by a score of 66-67. Then on the 19th, they played Enderlin in the annual GOAT game where they defeated the Enderlin Eagles by a score of 52-42 on 20th of December. They played Lemoore, Litchville, Marion, Montpelier. They held the lead going into the half there, and maybe kind of a common theme for the Broncos, leading at halftime and then go on to not seal the deal in that second half of play, not being able to play that full 4 quarters. But they led at halftime. They were defeated on the 20th of December, 23-34 by Lemoore, Litchville, Marion. On 29th of December, during the holidays, they played Central Cass, where Central Cass defeated the Broncos by a score of 35-70. And 3rd of January, Sargent County came in after that holiday break and took it to the Broncos, where they defeated Lisbon by a score of 61-31 here on their home court. 7th of January, Lisbon traveled to Valley City and took on the Valley City Highliners, where they lost that one by a score of 38-76. Then on Tuesday, they traveled to Tri-State over in Campbell, Minnesota, and they won that one by a score of 62-40. But in that game, they lost Jaden Bittner, their leading scorer of the game, went down with an ankle sprain. So we're still waiting to find out on the rest of Jaden Bittner's season. But he was the leading scorer for the Lisbon Broncos. Now sitting on the bench with that injury for Jaden. And then on 13th of January, just last night, the Broncos played the Richland Colts. Broncos held the lead going into the halftime, and they ended up losing that game by a score of 54-43 to the Richland Colts. Ethan Gilbert in that game with 16 points of the Broncos, and Jordan Bittner getting his first start with 11 points in the game for Lisbon. The South Border Mustangs come into this game. They were 6-2. They opened their season at Central McLean on December 10th with the 69-48 win. Then played Ellendale on December 12th, losing that one 56-72. Traveled to Eureka, South Dakota, where they took on Eureka Bodil. They won that one by a score of 69-20 on 20 December. Then on the 30th of December, they played Strasburg Zeeland, and they won that one by a score of 65-44 on December 30th over the holiday break. Came back on the 5th of January to play Carrington, lost that one 50-39. Then on the 6th of January, they played Ellendale for a rematch. They lost that one 47-72 in their second game with Ellendale. That was on January 6th. January 7th, they played Edgeley Cullen Montpelier. They won that one in a tight one, 66-63 on the 7th of January on the road. Then came back on the road again and played Harried Selby, South Dakota, on the 9th of January. They won that one by a score of 71-66. And South Border will be back in action on the 17th of January, where they'll take on the Oaks Tornadoes. So we're about 2 minutes away from tip-off here for your second half of play. The Lisbon Broncos leading this one by 3 points here at halftime, 27-24 over the South Border Mustangs. We'll go ahead and step away for a word from our sponsors and come back for your third quarter of play and finish it out here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium. Here listening to YourLiveEvent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
What does it take to make fitness part of your lifestyle? It's intention. It's commitment. It's resilience. It's just who you are. You put in the time and effort to stay active. Our expert orthopedic and sports medicine providers also put in the time and effort to invest in new methods and treatments. Whatever you do to stay active, we are here to keep you moving. It's just who we are. Orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
We're back here at the Lisbon High School Gymnasium, home of the Lisbon Broncos. I'm sports announcer guy Brent Dick, here with the call for your Class B boys basketball game today between the Lisbon Broncos and South Border Mustangs. Lisbon leads this one by a score of 27-24. Led it at the end of the first quarter, 15-10. They're up by as much as 14, but South Border not giving up in this game in the first half. Clawed their way back to within 3 points here to open up your third quarter of play. A leading scorer in the game, leading all scorers in the game is Bader from South Border with 12 points, followed by the Broncos' Lincoln Adair with 11 points in the game, putting in three three-pointers for the Broncos. Opening up here in the second half, the Mustangs ball. Gives it over to Koziak. Koziak with that three-pointer at the buzzer to pull the South Border within 3 points. Going into the halftime, in your halftime break. A turnaround jump shot. That's going to go up and in for 2 points for Schmidt to open up the second quarter of play. Schmidt now with 8 points in the game. Pull within one now. The South Border Mustangs with those 2 points by Schmidt. Broncos taking their time. Bittner's going to drive in. Has Adair in the corner. Over to Kelson. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Adair's going to drive in. He's going to be fouled. Applying the pressure, Shabensky, he reaches in, he fouls Adair. His first team foul in the second half. Bittner with the ball for the Broncos. You're in your third quarter of play. Lisbon up by 1. The ball goes out of bounds. Lisbon retains possession. Adair gets it out to Bittner. And out to Bergeman. Over to Adair. Swings it around far side. Kelson sets up. That lets go from 3 point. Kelson good now from 3 points. 0 for 2 in the first half of play. Sinks his first shot of the second half for Kelson. The big guy puts it down for 3 points for the Broncos. That pass inside, nice pass, laser pass from Sherbensky to Schmidt. That shot's up, no good. Kelson's going to set up for 3 again. Looking good for Kelson. A little bit too much on that one. Bounces out, no good. Mustangs quickly down court, driving in. Puts it off the glass. Was Schmidt. Excuse me, that was Bader. Adair sets up. Broncos quickly down court. Bittner lets it fly from 3 points. That's good for Bittner. Bittner with 5 points in the game. Broncos quickly increasing their lead now. Up 33-26 over the Mustangs. Mustangs going to work inside. That shot's up, and he's fouled. So Schmidt puts it up. He has 2 points in the second half of play. 8 points overall. So Bittner, Jordan Bittner with his second personal foul. Well, maybe it's his first. I thought they just said it was his second. His first. They got first on the board. So first team foul for the Broncos. That first shot's up and no good. The second shot is good for Schmidt. Schmidt now with 9 points in the game. It'll take a little chip out of that lead by the Broncos. And now up by 6 points. That's to Adair in the corner. Adair sets up, that's off, no good. Nice high arcing shot by Adair. Put a little touch on that, but bounces out, no good. From 3 points, that shot's no good by Bader. Still 33-27 score, 5:19 to go in. Bittner, a little indecisive with that pass there. He's going to turn it over. Fast break opportunity. As Adair sets up, no foul. So Sherbensky drove in, laid it up, no good. Adair at the defense on the Broncos. No foul by Adair. Down to 20 seconds on that shot clock. Bittner with the ball. Bittner's going to get over to Kelson, to Adair. Now to Webb. Webb's going to turn around. Adair cuts the baseline, puts it up, reverse layup, 2 points. Then also a free throw. He's fouled on the shot. Broncos now 35-27 lead here in the third quarter. 4:45 to go. Adair setting up for his free throw. Has a chance to put the Broncos up by 9. Got up. Free throw attempt is no good. They're driving in. Sherbensky puts it up, no good. Rebound by the Broncos. The Mustangs are quickly down court. Turn the ball over, Bronco ball. And Gilbert now in the game for the Broncos, setting up a little screen. Adair finds some room, back to Bittner. He's going to drive in, steps up from the free throw line, puts it up, jumper no good. Adair had a hand on it, bats it out of bounds. South Border Mustang ball. Broncos ball, that's to Cordero, trying to work in, no room in there. Broncos back out, work the ball around, finds Gilbert. Gilbert over to Cordero, sets up from 3 points, lets it fly. That's good for Cordero. Cordero with the second three-pointer game, has 6 in the game for the Broncos. Broncos now extending their lead to 11. The shot's up, no good, a little bit short. Coming off the bench is Buckles for South Border. Cordero, he had room to put it up there. Now to Adair from 3 point, that's off, no good for Adair. Rebound Gilbert, puts it on the floor, Gets it out to Adair. Adair takes another crack at it. That's up good for Adair. Adair with all kinds of time. He has 4 3-pointer in the game. Well, now with 16 in the game for Lincoln Adair. And driving in for South Border, yes, Schmidt for 2 points. Broncos now up 41-29. They're working it down court. That's Cordero. Gets it over to Bittner. Adair's going to set up, thinks about it, drives in, loses the ball driving in. Maybe getting a little bit greedy for Lincoln Adair. A no-look bounce pass. Nice play by the South Border Mustangs. That was from Bader to Sherbensky. So Sherbensky now with 4 points in the game, first points of the second half. A 41-31 score. Broncos on up by 10. Stolen away by South Border. He's going to be fouled on the shot by Cordero. So Bader steals it away, goes to the hoop. He's fouled by Cordero. His first personal, second team foul in the game, the second half for the Broncos. And Bader with 12 points in the first half, no points in the second half of play here in your third quarter. Puts it up and in, now has 13 in the game with that made free throw. So Webb in the game for the Broncos. Webb with 5 points off the bench in that first half of play. Second shot's up and good for Bader. Bader now with 14 points. We got a timeout by Coach Kim Mark. Wants to discuss it with his boys on the floor there, so we'll go and step away for a 30-second timeout from Lisbon High School Gymnasium. You're listening to YourLiveEvent.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
In Lisbon, contact Lance Gulson at 701-683-4713.
And back here at Lisbon High School Gymnasium, home of the Lisbon Broncos. This is sports announcer guy Brent Dick. Coming off our timeout called by Coach Kim Mark. The Broncos have the ball with 2:10 to go in this third quarter. Broncos up on your Bank North scoreboard by a score of 41-33. That extended their lead to 11 in this third quarter. South Border now coming back here. Tightening it up. Broncos up by 8. That's stolen away. Schmidt got a hand on it. He's going to keep it. Goes coast, puts it down, and fouled on the shot for Schmidt. Gets the basket in the foul. Yeah, Schmidt with 13, now 14 points in the game. South Border pulls within 5 points of the Broncos. Broncos led by 3 at half. Led by as many as 11 in the third quarter play. That's to Kelson, off fingertips, no good. Kelson thinking about laying it up and in before he had possession of that ball. Turns it over. Broncos up by as much as 14 in the first half. South Border able to come back, pull it within 3 at halftime. Now up by as much as 11 in the third quarter, pull it within 5. South Border, that's tipped away by Webb. Setting up in 3 just inside the three-point line is Bader. Bader now with 16 in the game. Had 12 in the first half, 4 in the second half of play. Minute 5 to go in the third quarter. Adair's going to set up in 3 points. That's good. Oh, off for Adair. Look good from here. Bounces out. Webb with the rebound, puts it up. He's going to be no foul, but knocked out of bounds by South Border. So Schmidt last one to touch it. The Broncos staying in the game with those 3-point baskets. The South Border right now beating the Broncos underneath the net. passes to Kelson. He's going to get Cordero's going to set up. That's from 3. That's good for Cordero. Cordero with his 3rd three-pointer of the game. The Mustangs down court. Passing the ball around. Hey, Webb sniffed that one out. Bats it down, gets it to Adair. Intended for Schmidt. Webb able to see that one coming. Turnover by the Mustangs. Broncos quickly down court. They're up 44-38. The Mustangs got within 5. Now a 6-point lead for the Broncos. Broncos led by 3 at the quarter. That's turned over. Down court quickly is Schmidt. Going to lay it up. That's off no good. Webb with the rebound for the Broncos. That'll run out of your time here in the 3rd quarter. Broncos lead this one into bank no scoreboard by a score of 44-38. We'll step away for a 30-second timeout. Come back for your second half of play here from the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. You're listening to YourLiveEvent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
The Lisbon.
Hey, back here at Lisbon, North Dakota, home of the Lisbon Broncos. Here for a doubleheader today between the Southport Mustangs and your home team, the Lisbon Broncos. Boys Class B basketball, followed by girls Class B basketball. The Broncos lead this one by a score of 44-38. Up by as much as 14 in the first half. Southborder pulls within 3 at halftime. Broncos up by as much as 11 in the second half. Southborder able to close it within 5. Broncos now up by 6 to start your 4th quarter of play. It's Cordero. Cordero lets it fly from 3. That's off. No good. Cordero has 3 three-pointers in the game. The Mustangs going to slow down the tempo a little bit here. Open up your 4th quarter. Gives it to Bader. That's Schmidt. Lets it fly. Now rebound. Offensive rebound there for Solway with his first 2 points in the game. 2 big points for Southborder. Solway gets on the board here in the second half. The offensive rebound. Southborder able to convert that into points. So Kelson's going to lose it. Driving to the paint was Kelson. Once again, loses the ball in traffic. Nice spin move there by Schmidt. He's going to lose the ball. Broncos had it, batted away. Ball still playing hot potato. Southborder able to retain possession. Now Schmidt gets away from Schmidt. Going to drive the lane now. Sets up from the free throw line. That shot's off. No good for Sherbinsky. Yeah, both teams playing hot potato with that ball there for about 10-15 seconds. Southport able to get a shot off. 44-40 lead. Broncos up by 4. Led at 3 by 3 at halftime. Bittner pulls up. Jump shot. That's good for Bittner from the left side. Southborder's calling a timeout. So Coach Corey Bader calls a timeout for the Mustangs. They're down by 6 once again. Broncos lead this one by a score of 46-40 here in your 4th quarter of play with 6:07 to go here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium. You're listening to YourLiveEvent.com.
Ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
Hey, welcome back here to the Lisbon High School Gymnasium, home of the Lisbon Broncos. I'm sports announcer guy Brent Dick, and you're listening to YourLiveEvent.com. Class B boys basketball contest between the South Border Mustangs and the Lisbon Broncos. Broncos led at halftime by score 26-23, led after the first quarter 15-10. The Broncos building double-digit leads in both halves of play, led by 14 and then 11 in the second half. South Border able to chip away at it. Broncos up now by 6 points. We're at the 6-minute mark to go in that fourth quarter. That shot's tipped up. Rebound by Solway. Tried to tip it back in. That shot's no good. Solway with 2 points in the game, getting his first 2 points in the game in the second half. Pulled the Mustangs within 4 points. You got a foul. Bittner leans into it. So Solway called with the foul, his first personal. And a pretty clean game for your Class B boys basketball Saturday game here in the Bronco Gymnasium. It's over to Gilbert. Reaches up with those long arms, pulls it down now to Bergman. Bittner thinks about going to drive in, sets up from the free throw line. That shot's blocked. No foul. Kelson with the rebound, back to Bittner. Bittner found success from there moments ago. Able to convert, let that one fly. That one's blocked. We got ball on the ground. So we got a foul. So Koziak with his first personal foul, fourth team foul for South Border. 5:23 to go in the fourth quarter. Broncos up 46-40. Ooh, nice pass from Bergman. Cordero to Bergman on the inbounds pass. Finds Bergman underneath, cutting to the basket, puts it up and in for 2 points. The Broncos increasing that lead to 8 points at the 5:21 mark of this fourth quarter of play. Shot by Bergman off, no good. Be Bergman's first 2 points of the game. No, all Broncos starters on the board for Lisbon. As is South Border Mustangs, Solway with those 2 points in the second half. That shot put up wide open from three-point land. That was Bader. A big three-point basket for Bader. The Broncos defense left him wide open. Bader able to convert. Bittner down court. Has it to Bergman. A pass batted away. Bergman tried to get it to Cordero. Cordero quickly down court. Defense no good by Cordero. Bader with 2 points. Lays it up and in. Now 48-45 score. Things really tightening up here in Bronco Gymnasium with 4:39 mark in this fourth quarter. The Mustang crowd getting into it. Getting the defense chance going here for the Mustangs. And Bergman goes down on the floor, gets back up, finds a stop, lets it fly from three-point land. That's no good. Mustangs quickly down court. Gonna drive in. That's either a charge. That's gonna be a charge. That's gonna go against Schmidt. And Bittner plants his feet. Schmidt charges into him. And Bittner having a physical game here in both ends of the court. Has 7 points in the game for the Broncos. They're down to 4:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cordero's going to drive in, trying to find Kelson. No, Kelson's able to grab hold. It gets it to Gilbert. Gilbert lays it up and in for 2 points. Gets it to the big man underneath. Gilbert with 4 points in the game. Lets that fly, that bounces around, rebound by the Broncos. Gilbert with the rebound. Took the air out of the building there for a minute. That was no good. Cordero darts in, has some openings, sees daylight. Gilbert puts it up. Nice touch off by Gilbert. And off and no good, Gilbert. Ethan Gilbert improving his shooting around the basket inside the paint. Had 16 points last night. Be a foul by the Broncos. It's either against Kelson or Gilbert. That goes against Gilbert. It's his second personal foul on Gilbert. So we'll have your second game here Starting around 5 o'clock here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium, Class B girls basketball. Region 1 versus Region 3 with the Broncos and the Mustangs. That shot was up and no good by Schmidt. Second one is good. And knocks that lead down to 4 points. So we got a timeout by Coach Kim Mark of the Lisbon Broncos here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll step away for a 30-second timeout. Broncos lead this one 46-50.
This is Thor Nelson, a Minot resident and National Hockey League official for 21 years. Why officiate? Some officiate to help kids learn and respect the game. They enjoy watching kids develop in their sport and as people, and they enjoy it because it's fun. You can be an official. Call your local high school or the North Dakota High School Activities Association at 701-845-3953. A message from the North Dakota High School Activities Association and this radio station.
Coming out of the timeout here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium, Lisbon Broncos lead 50-46 over the South Border Mustangs. The Broncos staying in this game with their three-point baskets. Cam Cordero for the Broncos with 3 three-pointers in the game. Lincoln Adair with 4 three-pointers. Also Bittner, Kelson with 3-pointers in the game for the Broncos. Broncos lead 50-46, up by as much as 11 points here in the second half of play. Led by as much as 14 in the first half. 15-10 after the first quarter, led 26-23 at halftime. Now 50-46 with 2:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Cordero drives in, spin move, lets it off high off the glass. That's no good. Fighting underneath. The Mustangs with the rebound. Wide open underneath the Solway. Reverse layup. That's no good. Rebound by Bittner. Bittner busy on both ends of the courts. Nice drop rebound by Bittner. Cordero lets it go from 3-point. That's off, no good, short. Rebound by Webb. Webb's going to turn around, puts it up. He's fouled underneath. There's Schmidt with the foul for the Mustangs. That's his third personal. The 7th team foul now for the South Border Mustangs. Here in the second half of play. And Webb with a chance to increase the lead here for the Broncos. Give him a little more breathing room. That first shot's up and good for Webb. Webb now with 6 points in the game. Second shot up, no good, in and out. The Broncos with the 5-point lead, 2:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. And no foul there by Cordero, had a lot of hands in the face of Koziak. There will be an over and back by the South Border Mustangs. Broncos ball. Kelson will inbound it. Looking for Bittner. Gets it to Adair across the half-court line, now to Kelson. And down to 2 minutes to go. Broncos up 51-46. With the ball is Cordero. Kelson wide open. Kelson not able to hang on to it. We got a timeout there. Kelson not able to hang on to it. Goes out of bounds. South Border Mustang ball here. The timeout called by Coach Kerry Bader. We'll go ahead and step away for a 30-second timeout of our own here on YourLiveEvent.com. Broncos lead 51-46 with 1:52 to go in the fourth quarter of play.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Are you tired of the same old grower meetings? Then Precision Planting's Winter Conference 23 is for you. Announcing our new location for this year's event. Join us at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota, January 18th or 19th. You will hear from Precision Planting engineers and staff on new technologies, inputs, and practices. Winter Conference 23, January 18th and 19th at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota. To register, visit planterdoc.com.
Hey, back here at the home of the Lisbon Broncos, or Lisbon, the 2-6 Lisbon Broncos have the lead 51-46 over the 6-2 South Border Mustangs. Battle between Region 3 and Region 1. Broncos led by as much as 11 in the second half of play. Now down to 5. That's from three-point land. That's off, no good. That shot was put up by Schmidt. No good rebound, Broncos. Webb's wide open down court. Lays it up. Good hustle by Solway. Solway gets in, blocks that shot from Webb. Then knocked out of bounds. Still a 51-46 lead for the Broncos. Adair cuts in, puts it up and in for 2 for Adair, so Broncos able to convert. Now 53-46 lead for the Broncos. Given to Schmidt. Schmidt turns it over. He's looking for Koziak on their wing over on the right-hand side. We got a foul. So Koziak with the foul. His fourth personal foul.
Jordan Bittner to shoot the bonus.
So the 8th team foul by the Mustangs. Broncos lead 53-46 with 1:15 to go. Bittner able to help extend the lead for the Broncos. First shot off, no good. A little bit too much on it. Southborder with the rebound, minute 9 to go. Schmidt lets it fly for 3 points. That's good. So 49-53 for the Broncos. Broncos call timeout. And Coach Kim Mark wants to get his boys together and talk about it here with minute 1 to go. Broncos now lead 53-49 here at the minute mark to go in the fourth quarter. You're listening to YourLiveEvent.com. We'll be back for the final minute of play in 30 seconds.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
And we're back at the home of the Lisbon Broncos here in Lisbon, North Dakota, where the Region 1 Lisbon Broncos taking on the Region 3 Southborder Mustangs here with a minute 1 to go in this fourth quarter play. Lisbon up 53-49. Schmidt from the Southborder Mustangs just sunk a three-point basket. Broncos on the inbounds, a lot of pressure by Southborder, so Coach Kim Mark calls a timeout. The Broncos ball here to open up this last minute of play. Excuse me, 48-43 lead, or 48-53 lead. Makes a little bit of a difference. Broncos up by 5 is immediately fouled by Koziak. So Dare is fouled by Koziak. And Lincoln Adair, I'm sure, relishing the opportunity here to extend this lead, going to the free throw line. Member of the Lisbon State Babe Ruth baseball team, placing second at State Babe Ruth tournament. The Beulah Hazen hosted tournament. So Dare converts, 54 points on the board for the Broncos. Second shot is up. That one is also good by Lincoln Adair. Broncos up now 55-48. Put up by Schmidt from 3 points. That's good for Schmidt. Schmidt coming in clutch with these 3-point baskets. We have another timeout by the Broncos. So Broncos lead by a score of 55-51 here with 41 seconds to go in your fourth quarter of play. We'll step away for our own 30-second timeout here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Back here at the Lisbon High School Gymnasium, home of the Lisbon Broncos for your final 41 seconds here in your fourth quarter of play. Class B boys basketball. Broncos lead 55-51. Here's Schmidt coming through with a couple three-point baskets. Closing the gap here to 4 points. Inbounds, Kelson. Going to slow it down here. Broncos just have to run a little time off the clock. Broncos up by 4 points. Kelson working down to 25 seconds, now 24. Adair open, far side, going to drive in baseline, puts it up. Shot's no good. Gets it to Kelson. Down to 15 seconds on the shot clock, 20 seconds on the game clock. This Southborder crowd getting on their players to foul. They're down to 16.6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Sends Bittner to the line. Southborder with 10 team fouls in this second half of play. First shot up and good for Bittner. A 56-51 lead for the Broncos. Second shot up and good for Bittner. Bittner able to convert on both. Now 57-51 lead. Mustangs quickly down court. Got to get rid of the ball. Just need to find some space and let it fly for Southborder. Down to 7 seconds. Dishes it off. Throws it away. That shot's put up no good. Broncos are going to run the clock out here. They're going to win this one 57-51 over the Southborder Mustangs. So your Class B boys basketball here from the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. The Broncos are victorious over the Southborder Mustangs by a score of 57-51. We'll go and step away for a timeout and come back, recap your Class B boys basketball game, and then get set up for the second game of our doubleheader with the Lisbon Broncos taking on the Southborder Mustang girls in Class B girls basketball. So we'll step away, come back, recap our game, pick our Enbridge Energy and RDK players of the game, and get set up for girls basketball here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Folks, it's tax season, and the best way to teach your kids about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream. And the best way to learn about your tax situation is contacting Olson Accounting. They'll answer any question you have from an individual or business point of view. Let Olson Accounting set up your tax plan and eliminate any problems by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
The dedicated staff at Weimar Auto provides service and repair on cars, tractors, and trucks. In addition to auto and truck service, Weimar Auto is a CarQuest auto parts dealer, providing auto parts and offering dealer direct parts from Dodge, Ford, and GM. Weimar Auto is also a fast sprayer dealer as they carry a full line of sprayer parts and storage tanks. For shop hours, specials, or CarQuest auto products, go online to WeimarAuto.com. Weimar Auto, located at 500 Highway 13 West in Weimar.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon High School Gymnasium, where the Lisbon Broncos are your winners tonight by a score of 57-51 over your Southborder Mustangs. In Class B boys basketball, here from Lisbon High School, looking at your scoring for the Broncos. Broncos now improved their record to 3-6 overall with that win over the Southborder. In the scoring column for Lisbon, Jordan Bittner with 9 points in the game for the Broncos. Lincoln Adair leading Broncos scorers with 20 points in the game. Had 4 3-pointers in the game for the Lisbon Broncos. Sam Kelson with the 3-point basket, all with 7 points in the game. Easton Bergeman with 2 points in the game for the Broncos. And Ethan Gilbert with 4 points in the game. All Broncos starters getting on the board. Nice balance scoring across the board for the Lisbon Broncos. Long coming off the bench with Wyatt Webb with 6 points, and then Cam Cordero with 3 3-point buckets for 9 points total in the game for the Lisbon Broncos. For the Southborder Mustangs, getting all their starters in the game are in the scoring column for South Border. Sherbensky with 4 points in the game. Koziak with 4 points. Solway with 2 points in the game, getting his 2 points in that second half of play. Then Schmidt with 21 points in the game for South Border, along with Bader, 21 points. So South Border getting 2 players in the double digits column, scoring 21 points apiece unofficially for South Border. And then Lincoln Adair, leading scorer for the Lisbon Broncos with 20 points in the game to seal the win and help Broncos seal the win 57-51 over the South Border Mustangs. The Broncos led 15-10 after the first quarter, 26-23 at halftime. Had a couple significant leads, 14 points in the first half, 11 in the second half, but South Border wasn't going to be denied and came clawing back, pulling within 4 points here at the towards the end of the game, but Lisbon just a little bit too much and able to outlast South Border here. 57-51 here at the home of the Lisbon Broncos. Looking at your Enbridge Energy player of the game. Enbridge Energy tomorrow is happening right now more than ever. The world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. Visit tomorrowison.com. Enbridge, life takes energy. So your Enbridge Energy player of the game, we'll go to Schmidt from the South Border Mustangs, putting in 21 points in the game, scoring 2 3-point baskets to pull the South Border Mustangs within 4 points. But eventually Lisbon able to pull away here the last 30 seconds of the game, going to the free throw line a couple times and extending their lead for that win tonight in Class B boys basketball. And then looking at your RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game, Hillsborough and Drayton, they thank you, the area growers, for your trust in RDK Enterprises. As your planner expert, RDK Enterprises continues to invest in the education of their team members to provide the customer service you expect from your planner experts at RDK Enterprises. Always revisit the performance of your planners. Call 701-636-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. So your RDK Enterprise Precision Player of the Game goes to Lincoln Adair for Lisbon Broncos, scoring 20 points for the Broncos, 4 3-pointers in the game, and also going 2 of 3 from the free throw line for the Lisbon Broncos. Adair with 11 points in the first half, 9 in the second half, helping the Broncos seal the win tonight, 57-51 over your South Border Mustangs. So Broncos improving their record to 3-6 overall. South Border drops down to 6-3 overall out of Region 3. So that'll do it here tonight this afternoon from the Lisbon High School Gymnasium for Class B boys basketball. We'll go ahead and get set for a doubleheader, sign off here on the boys side, and come back with a new stream on your girls side for Class B, another Class B girls basketball game between the Lisbon Broncos and South Border Mustangs. So I'm sports announcer guy Brent Dick here at yourliveevent.com. We'll see you in about 5 minutes here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium.